specific projection and estimates, an ICBM for Iran by 2015. So that must mean that they have come a long way in a very quick order. And secondly, the threat that it would reach the United States.
A serious threat, and I don't doubt the assessment. I'm not familiar with the details of it, to be sure. It's all classified. But the fact is, the Iranians have one of the most aggressive, offensive missile technology programs in the world. They have, right now, short, medium, long-range ballistic missiles that reach the Gulf states, reach Israel, reach southern Europe. That's in their possession. The next step is the one that you're discussing, and it's the logical step for them, and that's to develop an intercontinental missile system capable of reaching their #1 strategic enemy in the world, which they declared in 1980, the #1 country that will keep them from dominating and controlling the Muslim countries of the world, and that is the United States of America. So the fact that they're in pursuit of it, it's got to be real. We've got to take the threat very seriously.
And the further intelligence that Saudi Arabia has 2 missiles, ICBMs, pointed missiles, I should say, not ICBMs, ready to strike from within its borders against Iran and Israel. My first question is, why are we learning this? This has been obviously a closely guarded secret. This seems to be a point, an inflection point of some kind, in which suddenly we are being immersed in previously classified top secret information, and one suspects that's not an accident.
Oh, none of that's an accident, certainly. I've got people releasing that information. Look at the Saudis, Lou, are the regional opponent to Iran's objectives in dominating the Middle East, and that has been true since 1980. So the Saudis have a missile defense system that they're developing to counter, and they certainly have offensive missile technology. And we can make an assumption, Lou, that the Saudis at least have people in terms of consultants helping them develop nuclear technology in the event that the Iranians have a nuclear weapon. Because if the Iranians get a nuclear weapon, there will be nuclear proliferation in the Middle East beyond Israel and Iran, and Saudi Arabia will be right in the middle of it.
And part of what is happening here is a change in the national dialogue and the administration's focus, which had been leading up to the summit in California with President Xi of China, had been about the cyber attacks that China is carrying out against the United States. Along comes Edward Snowden. The leaks, the summit is literally blown up the front pages all across the world, and suddenly it's about U.S. surveillance. We continue at this point. Here we are as we move toward the middle of July, and still there is very little public focus on the cyber attacks of China, which continue unabated, and the focus remains, if you will, U.S. surveillance. When are we going to see a shift here? Because surely the administration has the capacity to say we're going to restore the dialogue that we embarked upon a month ago.
Well, the administration, unfortunately, is in a defensive mode dealing with this issue. I mean, they've left it up to General Keith Alexander